Howdy, I'm Northern Dice, and I'm going to be unboxing Villainous Infinity Power, the Marvel version. Not interchangeable with the Disney version as far as I'm aware, and it has a different mechanic change as well, so you could not really integrate it with the other one by force either. So just as a rundown of this one, it is set in the Marvel universe, not in the Disney. And of course, because all the Disney characters run in their own universes within themselves, if you know what I mean, they would have their own fate decks. These guys, to my understanding, all share one fate deck. So let's have a look at the back. Dominate the Marvel universe as an iconic villain. Follow your own twisted path to victory using sinister abilities to take on other villains and mighty heroes from across the universe. Choose from Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger or Taskmaster and fulfill a dark destiny. Bit of a power struggle there because I can guarantee Thanos is that slight bit powerfuler than Taskmaster, but that's just me geeking out there. So you move your villains like normal. You've got the iconic 5 tokens, really obvious to see who is who, and examples of the cards there as well. Alright, let's crack this open and have a look what's inside. Notice there's no cellophane, saving the environment. I do hate these stickers though, just point of reference. Move the camera a bit to avoid the light, and I'm glad I did not film myself trying to get those stickers off because they are not, by any measure, easy to remove. We crack this bad boy open, and we get some instructions, always good to see, and what looks to be a really nice looking insert to start off with. Saw some comments online about people wanting to 3D print their own, and you know, maybe there's a reason for that when I get a bit deeper in. For the time being, components, different setup. I know that everybody gets their own unique board. I have played the Disney Villainous version and know the basis that these are unique in themselves, but there's only 4 spots instead of the usual 5, with a space for specialty, whatever that may be at the time. And then we have player setup, the fate deck that is shared, to my understanding. But I'd expect it to be shared because in the Marvel universe, across the comics quite often, characters like, I don't know, Kingpin will just rock up and start wailing on Spider-Man and then later on start fighting Iron Man. Game overview, how everything works, different game modes. Ooh, game modes. Undying difficulty. Eek. On your turn, types of actions, running through all that jazz. Relocate, vanquish, fate, discard, types of cards. The villain cards themselves, specialty. Okay, let's have a quick look at specialty because I know that's new. Cards have an ongoing ability that a villain can use on their turn. To play specialty, pay its cost, if any, and shown in the upper left corner, then place it in the rightmost area of your domain. So does that then allow you to go there to try it out? I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on the rules. Different fate cards. There's Iron Man. There's Thor. Odin Force, whoever that might be. More stuff. Villain icons, so maybe certain fate cards affect certain villains specifically. Card actions. And Thanos and the Infinity Stones. And then Loki on the back, which may be a really big spicy hint as to who is next on the villain list. Right, let's actually have a look at some of these components then. So let's have a look at these boards to kick off. We've got Hela. There's the back. I do like how they have a bit of a illustration and a quote. Let's say it's a quote from the character. And then of course you get your actual deck with the 4 areas, which are the several of the realms. Sound like a proper nerd now, but you know what? I'm fine with that. Taskmaster. I can count anything you throw at me. I can mimic and adapt any move you make. I can anticipate any blow. And the different areas where he might go. Killmonger. Popularly known from Black Panther. I will show the world Wakanda's true face and they shall kneel before us in fear. And the different areas generally centered around Wakanda. Cool. They've all got different objectives as well. Didn't actually look at those on the other 3, but I'll have a look on this one. I hold the galaxy in my palm, ready to crush it like an eggshell. I'm guessing he needs the 6 Infinity Stones. Collect the 6 Infinity Stones. The different areas where he can go. And finally, Ultron. My personal favourite. Humans are hopeless, vicious, filthy, selfish, fearful, a fungoso infection. Fungoso? Never heard that word before. The Rage of Ultron. Reveal Age of Ultron. And the many areas he can go to. Very cool. Alright, stack those to one side. Then we've got the actual tokens themselves, which, as beautifully as they are made, are not very weighty at all. These are, I can't emphasize how light they are. That's probably because they're hollow inside, which is, which is fair. But they just feel not disappointingly light, but like a bit of wind's going to knock them. Taskmaster Ultron. And, Thanos actually. Thanos has got a lot of weight to him. Cool, he's not going anywhere. I think it's meant to be his helmet. I couldn't work out what it was. Oh, and then you've got the Infinity... Look, I have absolutely no idea what that symbol is meant to be. It's a mix of his helmet and his glove. He's made the Infinity Tiara. Wonderful. And then everybody gets their own unique deck. And these are in a paper bind and these are plastic. Are we trying to save the environment or not? Who knows? Age of Ultron cards, so a bit of a mixing. Oh, these are wood. Ooh. Let's crack these open first. Let's have a look at these. These are interesting. Now, these are unique in themselves because in the previous ones, everything was just cards. But these are not wood per se, but a much thicker card. So there's the 6 Infinity Stones. Claw, Uncontrol the Minds. Transformation, Optimization, Ultimate, Age of Ultron. So are these stages for your progression across the different villains? Are there any more? There are not. Have I missed any? I have not. So these ones, an example, link to Ultron. And it's the Age of Ultron that you need to reveal. Specialty, 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 specialty. And we have a specialty for, is it Killmonger? And then we have the different stones for Thanos. So where are the specials for anyone else, or are there any? Doesn't appear to be. Okay, interesting, interesting. Let's crack open these ones. Ooh, throw some cards, because these are not in a plastic sheath. Get that off. Oh, I struggle with those. I don't ever want to tear them though. Heroes as part of a fate deck. But this fate card appears to be sideways, so... Ooh, these are events, so these will be played so everyone can see them. And we have Heroes, and let's just go for this one. She-Hulk. If She-Hulk is in your domain, you cannot relocate or play events, or relocate or play 2 events. Let's not go for Hulk, let's go for someone a bit more... Okay, Captain Marvel. When Captain Marvel is placed, relocate all allies in the targeted player's domain to her location. So she is calling them to assemble. Alright. I'm a big fan of Captain Marvel, actually. Completely off topic. I know that a lot of people weren't fans of the film. Sort of said it was a bit weak, but I really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was good. I thought the film was good. I really enjoyed it. Over quite a few of the other Marvel films as well, actually. That's just by the by. Taskmaster cards and some fate at the bottom. Effect, 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 hero, hero, hero. Scarlet Spider clone. I've not read comics in a very, very, very long time. That's beyond me. Ally, Anaconda, Blood Spider, Crossbones. These are all for Taskmasters. These are all going to be like military grunts and mercenaries. He's very much in the way of guns and bullets and big jumps and dives. More Black Widow's enemy than anyone. It's a memory. don't jump in the comments and rip me apart. Let's have a look at Ultron. Can't find the tab on this one, give me a mo. You found it. Age of Ultron is my absolute favourite film from Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know it's not true to the story necessarily of the comics, but that's because Ultron comes back about 50 times in different versions. So these are not all Ultron cards. Some of these are Fate. I've not actually looked at the back of the Fate. You've got quite oh, it's all the symbols, all the potential symbols. So that means that those are the heroes that are incorporated into it. Wonder Man. Can't see Doctor Strange's strange symbols, so I'm going to run it on that he might not be in this, but it could just be for effect. And the actual back for the Ultron cards. A lot of Ultron heads. Whereas for Hela, it is the Eternal Flame. Was it called the Eternal Flame? Don't know. That's a song as well. So, allies, generally going to be all robots, all Ultron clones, Ultron abilities. It's all very techno. We'll look at one more. Let's go for Killmonger. Let's leave the surprise for you guys and for me when I turn the camera off for Hela and Thanos. It'll be a bit more special because Thanos is going to be the one that everyone's going to be wanting to play as, mainly due to his big bad role in the films themselves. So we got some more Fate. Are these Fates as well? That's a Fate. But then we've got Dogs of War, which are allies, Rook, Killmonger's Fury, Taunt, items, Armoured Rhino, specialties. And the back is the tower where T'Challa lives, and she's trying to get him out of there in Wakanda. Very cool. Card quality, great. Ravensburger. Is it Ravensburger or Ravensburg? My memory goes when I start talking. Always managed to pull it out of the bag for card quality. The actual minis themselves, as I said, very light, but the detail on them is really lovely. Really, really lovely. You can always tell from the colour of the backs to the actual characters themselves which ones go to which, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of qualm with that, apart from Thanos' strange Infinity hat, as opposed to the Infinity Gauntlet. Maybe I'd have wanted to see some fist behind there. We've got the Fate tokens, which are in here, but there are some unique ones. Not Fate, these are the tokens that you can collect to spend on different abilities. A container for them. Ooh. Ooh. Hold the phone. What is this? References and guides. User-friendly or what? So it's an explanation of how to use the villain in their goals. Those were included in the Disney version. I didn't actually see these, so I was expecting they weren't there. Mainly because of the mechanic change. But that's very cool. Very nice. User-friendliness seems to be there. Cards, good, great quality. I love the artwork on these. Right. Anaconda, not a clue who she is, but back of the card reflects Taskmaster, not Textmaster. The actual artwork all seems very in line with his theming and everything else. The insert, I personally can't see a problem with it, but I imagine when you are mixing everything in, you might want to just fiddle through trying to find, I don't know, all of Hela's cards. Might 3D print some stuff for that. But generally speaking, quite happy with all of this. Just realised my knee's been in this the entire time. Sorry, I'm on the floor. Got 4 tables in our house. Really impressed with all of this. Really excited to get this to the table. As always, I've spoken for far too long on this one. Thank you ever so much for sticking around for this long. I'll catch you next time.